Welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. Tonight's video is going to be based on a video that I did a few months back now, explaining the difference between sitting in the power and meditation. Kind of the same, but kind of not. So if you want to go back and have a look at the first video I did, that kind of explains the difference. And tonight I want to go into that in a little more depth. So basically, majority of you, I would say, have probably meditated, sat quietly on your own and gone off into the land of the fairies, if you like. So majority of you have probably done that already and are now looking at maybe working more on the mediumship side of things. And this exercise, well, the exercise of actually sitting in the power really helps with that. Now, meditation, I'll just go back a little bit, I'll backtrack. Meditation is going within, it's sitting within that peace within self. And it's stilling the mind, and it's a wonderful thing, especially for easing stress. 20 minutes of meditation is like having a night's sleep, if you like. So it's really good. And I believe a lot of doctors recommend it now. And obviously there's lots of different versions of meditation. There's the guided meditation where you can be talked through each step, probably taken into a woods or laying on a beach or something like that. So it's kind of, you're going within, sitting within that peace. So no real effort involved at all. You might laugh at that and say, yeah, I find it very difficult. And it's not easy, and it takes a lot of time to try and find the peace for a start, because obviously phones ring, dogs bark, and all those kind of weird and wonderful things happen. So it's quite difficult to do at times. But if you're lucky enough to find that peace and quiet, sit down, meditate. It's very refreshing, and it does a lot, especially if you're in a stressful job, or life in general is quite stressful for you. So meditation is great for those kind of things. Now, sitting in the power is more of a mediumistic kind of meditation, if you like. I'll call it meditation, but please don't mix the two. So sitting in the power is, I would say, more of a reaching out. So rather than going within, you are reaching out. So I want to go into the steps of sitting in the power more this evening. I will try, if I get time, to do a guided sitting in the power for you, just for you to practice with on a few occasions, and then eventually you'll be able to do that sat by yourself. So the start of sitting in the power is very similar. So obviously a comfy chair, peace and quiet, phone off the hook, mobile phone off, and find somewhere nice and comfortable to sit and relax. Now, I think that one thing that's very important, it's not always mentioned with sitting in the power, and that is your intention. So I think it's important that you put out there that your intention is to reach out to spirit. Okay, you're not going to sit there and go within and sit peacefully and wander through a wood and all that kind of thing. You're not going to do that. What you need to do is, just for a minute or two just before you start the exercise, is to send out an intention to spirit that you are reaching out to them. That this time is not only for you, it is for spirit. It's for spirit to learn to blend with you, if you like. We are all different, and spirit need to understand how you work so that they too can work with you in an easier manner. We are all very different, and mediumship is a very personal thing. What works for one does not always work for another. So send out your intention, ask or say to your guides, look, this time is for us, for me and for you, so we can draw close to each other, so that we can blend. And it's also important with sitting in the power that you mentally note the minute you sense spirit by you. You mentally note how you sense them. So like I said, we're all different. So we get that initial contact that sense of initial contact can be different for us all. For me personally, and I think I've said this on another video, it's normally a tension, just a slight tension on my forehead around about here. And it has happened in the past where if I'm doing a reading for argument's sake and the energy is quite strong, where this will actually become quite red. And it's not because I'm frowning or anything like that. It just happens. I get a tingling, a sensation there, and I know spirit are close. Now that is great, a great tool to have, because the second you know that spirit are there, you can start reaching out and trying to get that evidence. Okay, the minute you know you've walked into a room, you are about to do a sitting, the minute you get your nudge, if you like, the spirit are there, you know it's going to be a good reading, you know they're with you, and then you can open up to them, blend with them, and give that evidence. So comfy chair is number one. Nice and relaxed. Okay, even in meditation as well as sitting in the power, it is an idea to just concentrate on maybe your breathing, heartbeat, or just something that is gentle. Be aware as you breathe in, be aware as you breathe out. Listen to that energy of you breathing in and breathing out. Nice and steady, nice and relaxed. Now, the way I sit in the power may not be the way you either enjoy it or can work with it. Okay, you will find your own way. It's all well and good watching 25 videos on how to sit in the power if it doesn't work for you. Now, this is my interpretation of how it works for me. It may help, it may not, but this is how it works for me. So as I start to relax, I'm concentrating on breathing in and breathing out, and as I feel myself start to relax, I then, obviously with my eyes closed as I sit in the power, I then concentrate here. Okay, you may well say, well, that's what starts off the tingling. It's not. When I say I concentrate here, I concentrate in front of myself with my eyes closed in that area, and I can feel myself start to be pulled outwardly. And as I feel myself start to be pulled outwardly, I then relax even more and allow that forward, that growing, that light, if you like, because you will start to see a light, and it does get brighter. As you start to see that light, as you reach out, you need to expand on that. So expanding that light, imagine that light expanding from not only up the top of your head, but imagine that light expanding from here, from your gut, from those two areas. Just imagine this light filling a room and then extending beyond that. And if it's not a straining effort of pushing, but just be aware that you are going outwardly. So don't go bright red in the face and start frowning and like you're giving birth or something like that. But what you need to do is just imagine that light expanding from self. Okay? And this is a great method as well of sitting in the power of learning all about self. Meditation, some will say, oh, you're going within and you're learning all about you. I don't think that's the case. I think that reaching out, that pushing out of that light, that energy, that life force, as that your light and energy and light force starts to blend with that energy of spirit, you will then be aware of self, because it is that self that is doing all the blending. Okay, your energy is blending with the spirit energy. Your soul is blending with the soul of spirit. That is who you really are. So that's where you find self. And as you reach out with that light, okay, be aware of the warmth, the love that surrounds you. Okay, be aware of it. It's like spirit wrapping you in a blanket, if you like. You feel that warmth, you feel that protection, you feel that love from spirit. So be aware of that and just go with it, expand with it. Okay, push outwardly, and that intention that you've sent out to spirit, you will start in time. Don't expect immediate results on day one. If it does, you've done very well indeed. But what you need to do is do this daily, okay, round about the same time, or I always find helps. So, you know, if it's 5 o'clock in the evening, just before tea or something, and you've got half an hour or so, then try and keep to that same time every evening. So as you expand that light from within self, your energy, your spirit, your soul starts to expand, then spirit will see that, they are aware of that, and also they are aware of that intention that you sent earlier. They know you're there to work with them. There will come a time when you will know when spirit are there. Okay, be aware of the sensation that you feel when spirit are there. It may well happen in a few weeks, few months, few years. It doesn't matter. There's no rush, and there's a lot of truth. You know that the teacher will come when the student is ready, and that's very true. There may be things going on that spirit feel that this is not quite the right time for you, but it will happen. So you need to keep working with it. So don't get confused too much with meditation. Do not try and go within and relax and go walking around through the trees and laying on the beach and all this, that and the other. This is an exercise that you need to do by pushing out the spirit within self that is within you. That energy that is within you is reaching out to the energy of spirit. That is where your communication line will start to grow. And as you reach out, like I said, please remember, when you sense spirit, be aware of how you felt. Okay, they might give you a nudge, they might cause a sensation somewhere. You know, you may get a sensation on the back of the neck, you may hear a whisper. You know, if you're clairaudient, you may well hear that whisper. And when I say hear a whisper, I don't mean physically hear that whisper. You do not hear spirit with your physical ear. It is a sense of sound. Okay, you kind of hear it in a sensual way. It's a sense of hearing, not the physical ear at all. It's completely different. But when it happens, you will understand that, because you will sense those words. You will sense that presence. Just like you sense emotion in everyday life, there is a sense of it. Emotion is not always physical, it is a feeling inside of self. So you will feel that presence of spirit. And it's important as well, obviously, that you concentrate on what you're doing, but to give thanks, because spirit are working just as hard as you are. Okay, it's not easy for spirit to blend with the energy of a person within the body. Okay, a lot of people will argue with that, but it is hard work for them also, because as we heighten our vibration, the spirit need to slow their vibration down so that they can blend with us. Both parties are working very hard, but the more you do this, the more you push outward, out from self. You feel that the area around self with light. You fill the room with this light. You fill the whole world, if you like, with your energy and your light. Okay, you are oozing this energy, this beautiful white light. Picture it happening. For me personally, I see it with my eyes closed. I can see the light in front of me. I can sense the light around me, and I can kind of from within start pushing that energy and pushing that light out. So see, there's a vast difference between sitting there meditating to sitting in the power. That's where the title comes from, sitting in the power. It is a kind of an energy. It is power that you are pushing out. Okay, so like I said, don't strain yourself. Okay, don't give yourself a hernia or anything like that. Just be patient. Okay, if you nod off, and somebody did mention on one of my other videos, and I sit in the power and I fall asleep every time, just go with it, keep at it. Eventually that won't happen. Okay, don't punish yourself for it, and don't push too hard, like I just said, but don't punish yourself if nothing happens, because the chances are nothing will. Okay, just be patient with it. Spirit will blend, spirit will let you know when they are there. And it's great for demonstration work, if you do the platform, if you do halls, if you do clubs, whatever your line of mediumship, wherever it takes you, wherever you demonstrate. Okay, the minute you step upon that stage, the minute you step upon that pedestal, if you like, that podium, whatever you want to call it, whenever you get up there and you have that sensation, you know they are with you, and it's a great feeling to work with. You know they're there. You kind of get a boost, if you like, from that, a real boost. You can relax. Spirit are with me, spirit helping me, and it's it can be a wonderful experience. So I'm wishing all the best with that. Okay, there's more detail. I'll try and do a guided sitting in the power for you at a later date, but I just wanted to give you just a rough idea, a rough picture of how sitting in the power works. So meditation, you're going in, sitting in the power, you're pushing out. Okay, and that light is very important. Get that energy out there. Give spirits something to work with. You need them as much as they need you. We need to change things in this crazy world. We need to give evidence of the fact that life does go on. So me and you, we not only believe in it, we experience it. So we need to get that out there, and we need to spend time before we go out onto the platforms. Years, maybe years, just years of sitting with spirit. Okay, this is the beginning. Sitting in the power is a great exercise if you're new to mediumship. Okay, and it's that peace of mind when you do your first demonstration, knowing you get that little nudge. I get that little tingle, and I just know spirit are there, and it'll give you a lot of confidence. Let me know how it works for you. Let me know, when things start to happen for you. Leave a comment, and let me know exactly how you know that spirit are stood by you. What kind of indication do they give you that they are there? And there's lots and lots of different things that they can do to tell you that, don't worry, we're working with you. It's going to be a good night. So anyway, good night. I hope that helps a bit more. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.